That's my favorite. Yeah, because nobody does
Yes, plenty of seats up front.
This is not a Baptist convention.
So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Telecommunicator Award Ceremony. This is a week where we spend time recognizing a few standout staff members. We have these conversations quite frequently. While we focus really heavily on this week, we want them to all know that they are appreciated for what they do every single day, 365 days out of the year. But this is your week, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Animal Control also is celebrating their Animal Control Officer Week, so we share that. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize a few guests. We have the majority of our communication staff over on this side of the room, but I do appreciate our board members that are here today, Mr. Hertzberg, Ms. Dibble, Mr. Davis, Mr. Stoneman, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Brown, thank you for being here. Mr. Kilda, Troy, thanks for representing IT. From the Sheriff's Office, thank you so much. Major Mallory, Major Evelyn, again, Chief Parker, thank you. Major Kemp from APD. Colonel Hines, thank you very much for being here. Good timing. Chief Anderson and Chief Hartle, I appreciate your attendance. Mr. Walters and Scott, thank you so much. And we also have with us Phil Hines, my original 911 director, with us, as well as Patsy Smith, one of our team members' spouses. Patsy, thank you for being here representing Charles. We appreciate that very much. So I'm going to turn things over to Charlie so he can provide us with an invocation and we'll get started.
Join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, first and foremost, I just want to give you all the praise and honor and glory, Lord, and just thank you for all your blessings upon this department and upon this county, Lord. And I just also want to thank you for the dedicated men and women that work for this department, that sacrifice so much, their families sacrifice so much, and they give so much in service. Sometimes it goes unnoticed, but this week we just want to praise and honor them, Lord, and say thank you for all that they do. And so be with us as we go about this ceremony, and just always we ask you to protect their public safety partners, those that serve in police, fire, rescue, Lord, and animal protection. Be with all of us and keep us all safe. Always hold us gently in the palm of your hand. In the precious name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, thank y'all so much for being here. First and foremost thing we'd like to have done is Mr. Hertzberg, if you would come forward and read our proclamation and present it to Mr. King. This is a big one.
It's a lot of reading. It's good to be with you all. Whereas the federal government of the United States of America has designated the second week of April each year as National Public Safety Telecommunications Week, and whereas various federal, state, and local government officials throughout the country pause at this time to recognize, thank, and commend all public safety emergency communications officers and emergency 911 center personnel for their dedicated service that they provide to the citizens. public safety agencies, public service agencies, and departments throughout the country. And whereas during 2024, the Hanover County Public Safety Emergency Communications Department handled over 165,000 phone calls from wireline and wireless phones, both emergency and non-emergency, dispatched over 73,600 public safety incidents, and coordinated over 110,600 public safety responses, handling over 2.5 million radio system push-to-talks, logging over 5,000 hours of radio system airtime, and sending over 342,700 alphanumeric pages and other computer activity, handling calls, assisting and coordinating numerous fires, shootings, pursuits, heart attacks, vicious animals, burglaries, thefts, domestic disputes, and alarms, naming just a few of the many thousands of calls for service received and dispatched that superbly illustrates the technical ability, dedication, and highly professional skills of all department personnel. And whereas the Hanover County Board of Supervisors would like to express its sincere thanks and appreciation for the outstanding dedicated service that the Hanover County Public Safety Emergency Communications Department and the Hanover County Public Safety Emergency Communications Officers provide on a daily basis to the citizens of Hanover County and to the various public safety agencies, public service agencies, and departments. And whereas the Hanover County Board of Supervisors recognizes and commends the Hanover County Public Safety Emergencies Communications Department and Public Safety Communications Officers for the many dedicated and long hours of selfless duty performed in service to this community, and fulfilling the Emergency Communications Department's mission that states, quote, "The Public Safety Emergency Communications Department is the critical component to initiate a prompt, efficient, courteous, and professional response to protect and to preserve life, property, and safety," end quote, thus providing the highest and most efficient level of customer service possible to those they serve. Whereas the Hanover County Board of Supervisors wishes to commend each and every Hanover Public Safety Emergency Communications Officer for their service, their dedication, and their sacrifice, which is in keeping with the long and distinguished tradition of the public safety emergency communications profession. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hanover County Board of Supervisors does hereby officially recognize the week of April 13th through 19th, 2025 as Hanover County Public Safety Emergency Communications Officer Week, and respectfully request all citizens, public safety, and public safety personnel alike to join in expressing their sincere thanks, gratitude, and appreciation for the many long hours of dedicated service and quality performance these outstanding professionals provide throughout the year to assure the safety and welfare of all. They are truly the first of the first responders on every call. Congratulations.
I really appreciate that, and thank y'all for being here. And I was just telling Ms. Dibble that when she came in a little while ago, you go to any other county, any other jurisdiction during this week, and see if you have this kind of ceremony. See if you have this kind of attendance from members of your board of supervisors, from the chairman of your board of supervisors, from your sheriff, your fire chief. Not many. Not many. So I'm telling you, this speaks volumes to me and to all the people that work here in Hanover 911. And I really thank y'all for being here and for supporting us every year, every day. We really do appreciate that. Our first award that we'd like to start recognizing with it, if Dr. Brown would please come up, Mr. Hertzberg, if you would please come up, and any other the board members would like to do this, because I know that our people would love to shake your hand. Mr. Dibble, you come up, Mr. Davis, Mr. Stone, they all love to meet you. And some of you probably already met some of them, but they'd certainly like to just kind of look you in the eye. We're going to recognize some service right now. If you're here, when I call your name, we're going to recognize some of people who have been here 5 years. 5 years is a milestone. If you make it 5 years in 911, you've really done something, I think. You know, that's a big deal. So we have had 3 people we'd like to recognize, and also the county will recognize these people later on during the employee appreciation time. Cassidy Holt has 5 years. Sarah Lindemood, 5 years. And Jennifer Boyles. Jennifer is one of our part-timers, and I don't think she's going to be here today. Our next ones that we'd like to recognize are those that have been here 10 years, and that's another significant milestone. And one of the young ladies that we'd like to recognize today couldn't be here because she had a heart attack. She had a heart attack Friday right here at work, and just shocked all of us. On the way home, she wanted to drive home. On the way going up 301 right at 30, she had to pull over and had to call Caroline. Unfortunately, Caroline took her to the hospital. We wanted Hanover to do that, but she got to the hospital. She got taken care of, and that's Arkia McDowell. Arkia McDowell has been with us for 10 years, and Arkia is from King George County. She graduated from King George High School and VCU with a degree in Homeland Security. She was hired by Hanover Communications in October of 2014 and served as Communications Officer from 2016 until her promotion to Supervisor in November of 2018. And she was promoted again to Senior Supervisor in Operations in November of 21. Arkia's co-workers have noted that she has a courageous and positive personality that makes her a pleasure to work with. Arkia epitomizes customer service, always willing to help and assist and adjust her schedule at the last minute, doing call-outs and willing to stay late and come in early whenever needed. We're so glad to have Arkia on our 911 team and so happy that she's doing well after the medical emergency that she had. And our next 10-year employee, I'm not sure if she's here, I thought I saw her, is Elizabeth Limerick. Elizabeth has been with us also 10 years. She was hired in October of 2014 as a communications officer and promoted to supervisor in January of 22. Liz also served in the Virginia Army National Guard for over 8 years. She retained the rank of E4 Specialist and was honorably discharged. She grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and graduated from James Monroe High School and attended Mary Baldwin College. There she was a member of the Virginia Women's Institute for Leadership. And that program at the time was the nation's only all-female ROTC cadet corps at the time. So it's a pleasure to have had Liz here with us all these years, and a member of our 911 team also. And our next person that we would like to recognize couldn't be here, and that's Stacy Adams. Stacy has 20 years. Stacy wasn't feeling very well. We had a VCIN audit today with the Virginia State Police. That'll make anybody sick. So Stacy had to go home, but we love Stacy. Stacy is our communications center manager. She was hired in 2004. She was promoted to senior supervisor in November of 2007, and she was their senior supervisor of quality assurance until 2013. And then beyond Hanover County, y'all may not know this, but beyond Hanover County, Stacy's worked in emergency communications for a diverse career. It's amazing. She worked in emergency communications for New York City from April of 94 to February of 97. She was a corrections officer in New York City, Department of Corrections, from February 97 to December 2000. She was a communications officer at the Richmond City Police Department from February 2002 to December 2003. And she was a corrections officer for the Monkey Regional Jail Authority for a short period of time in December, for about 1 year, December 2003. And she was a communications dispatcher with the Petersburg Police Department for about 6 months. And she was a part-time dispatcher with the Virginia Commonwealth University Police Department from 2004 to 2015. She currently serves with us, and she brings a delightful, I'll just leave it as delightful, each and every day. And we're really are proud to have Stacy as part of our 911 team.
And Charlie, for the record, we passed our recent audit, so that's important.
And I know the sheriff would love to hear that too. Our next person we'd like to recognize, I don't know if she's here with us also, is Shannon Shebel. 25 years. 25 years Shannon Shebel has been with us. She was hired in December of '99 as a communications officer. She was a former communications officer up in Caroline County for about 10 years. And she was a member of the Ladysmith Rescue Squad, Volunteer Fire Company. Also, she served with the Bowling Green Volunteer Rescue Squad at all levels. And she currently serves as our only career communications officer. She has worked up to the highest level in emergency communications, the highest career development level in our department. And we're happy to have Shannon as a member of our 911 team. And last but not least, Stacy Lance, right here, Miss Vanna White, has 25 years. 25 years. She has served us since 1999, and she served as a dispatcher with King William Sheriff's Office and also King and Queen Sheriff's Office until she came with us in '99. She was hired as a communications officer in September of '99, and she serves as our department information systems specialist. She handles all things IT for us. This girl didn't have any kind of formal IT training either. She learned on the job. And she knows everything about the CAD, the phones, anything that our consoles. She is also a communications officer at heart. And if she needs to step in and serve on the floor as a communications officer, she'll also do that. She is an invaluable member of our team, and we appreciate your many years of service, Stacy, and time with us. Thank you so much. Now, our next level individuals we'd like to recognize, and we have some special recognition. We started a kind of a recognition a few years ago called the Most Dependable. The Most Dependable. And who is most dependable? Well, everybody's dependable. Everybody that comes here and does this job is dependable. But we've got some most dependable people that have perfect attendance, 0 sick time. Never out sick. Always can depend on them. They're always here. Sometimes they even come to work sick, and we say, we don't even want you here. Why are you here? You're sick. But we've got our most dependable with perfect attendance this year, and it's usually only about 1 or 2. And it's usually only like sometimes either Shannon Harrell or Kelly Metz. But now we have I think it's worn off on a bunch of people, and they're trying to see who can they outdo. So this year's most dependable, and I'm going to call them in alphabetical order, and it'll be John Martin, most dependable. Max Dingus, I don't know if Max with us or not. Shannon Hurl again. Shannon just loves to work. She does. Cassidy Holt. Is Cassidy with us? Cassidy does a good job. Lucy Cliz. I know the name, Dave Cliz's daughter. From the sheriff's office. Kelly Metz again. Michael Sweeney. All right. And most of y'all know that we do a protocol system. And what does that mean? That means that we do consistent call taking and dispatching, where we follow basic protocols so that all the citizens in Hanover County will get the same level of service, and that they'll get the right response, that they'll get the right resource that they need sent at the time that they're having their most critical situation. And so these people are scolded. We have to review these calls. We have to look at these calls: emergency medical dispatch calls, emergency fire dispatch calls, emergency police dispatch calls, and we score them up, and we look at who has the best, highest score. We recognize an individual that has the best combined score in all of those three protocols. And this name sometimes comes up just about all the time. And that is Casey Lawrence. And to get a perfect score, you have to have a 10. And I mean, of all the calls that you take, and she took a bunch of calls, you take a bunch of calls and then you average that out. And she got a 10. Out of 10. So that's pretty good. And our next award is named after our former director. He would never be like a former director. He will always be our director. Like Cheryl said, he was her director. He was my director. He was like everybody's director. And that's Phil Hines. And we're really glad to have him with us today. Phil, if you could come up, because I'd like for you to come up so you could, I don't know if she's even here. Is she here? Kim Mills. I want you to come up, though. I want you to come up, because Kim Mills, we recognize each year what we call our Hines Dedication to Duty Award. We had named this award after Phil Hines because of all of his years of service. He had over 30 years of service with here in Hanover County, and he was one of the longest tenured directors that probably will ever serve in this department. And we really appreciate his legacy that he set the foundation for all of us. And we appreciate him, and we appreciate him, Jordan, being with us today. I don't think Kim Mills could be with us here today, but we thank him and we thank her. She got the highest number of peer recognition during the year. And the person that gets the highest number of peer recognition, we recognize with the Hines Dedication to Duty Award. So, thank you. Our next award is going to be for our individual performance during a critical incident. And it was on March the 24th, 2024, that units were dispatched to an address on Queens Lakes Road involving a suspicious subject that was outside of the home, and he was kind of walking around the people's camper, and they was yelling, and they were yelling at him. They could see him in their rain camper. They didn't really know what was going on, but he was described as a male that was wearing a tan ski mask. And upon units arriving, the radio operator heard what nobody ever wants to hear, and that is shots fired. The police radio operator swiftly marked radio 10-6, which is busy, and alerted all units regarding the critical moment that just occurred. The seconds of silence that followed were painfully long for the radio operator and her training. They didn't know who had fired the shots and if anyone had been hurt. The suspect was lying on the ground that fired a shot was later discovered to be a self-inflicted wound. And this was a learning opportunity for the trainee and demonstrated under a live fire scenario the radio operator's mastery of her knowledge and skills and ability in working the police radio in a very critical situation. Please join me in acknowledging our individual performer in a critical incident, Sarah Lindemuth. And that was her training. She high-fived a little bit. The next award is a team performance in a critical incident. On the evening of April 6, 2024, it was just a little bit over a year ago, the 911 center received multiple calls about cars parked in the middle of the road in McClellan Road at a large park. Just a short time later, calls were received about people hearing gunshots and subjects running. The incident turned quickly from being a casual parking complaint to a very high priority shooting incident. It was later discovered that a juvenile at the party had been shot and was in critical condition. When deputies and EMS arrived, they did everything they could to save his life, but unfortunately did not make it. The professionalism and hard work displayed by everyone involved on this night was outstanding. They joined together as a well-oiled machine to answer radio traffic, handle multiple tax channels, multiple phone calls into and out of the center from citizens, parents, and the media. Join me in congratulating the following people for team performance in a critical incident. John Bartlett. John's name comes up a lot here lately. Caleb Reed. Alicia Conlon. Mac Dingus. Eddie Eco. Eddie, Shannon Harrell. Cassidy Holt. Lucy Cliff. Sarah Lindemood. Sorry, you're cleaning up today.
I wish it was under better circumstances.
Kendall Marable. Caleb Pierce. Caleb's on our newest release, Communications fully released now. And Leah Monique Streeter. She here. All right. Very good.
Thanks for all the communication. Is that everybody? Yes.
And Kellen Ness.
Oh, Kevin. Dawn wants to do a picture.
Tuck in,
Dawn
tuck in.
and the cameras are up. Dawn, you might want to come to the middle.
You want to get in the center?
Our next award is for our training officer of the year.
Slide pause.
We need to get her out here. We're gonna go grab her. But training is never ending. Training is one of those things, I mean, even if you become a fully released communications officer, you think you're trained, you're never fully trained, you're constantly trained. It's like education, you're constantly educated. But one of the most difficult tasks within any communication center is training. Training is hard, and it can be mentally exhausting, both for the training officer and the trainee. All of the liability and all of the responsibility falls on the training officer to ensure that our new staff members become successful communications officers. So it's a big deal. This particular training officer took on the challenge of not only training one person, but said, hey, I'm going to train 2 people all at once. 2 people at one time. And one is the toughest and most difficult position, task that you can do. But she took on 2 in one of the toughest positions that we have in the center, which is our service radio. It's one of our busiest radios. It's a very administrative type of job. But with the multitude of paperwork, radio traffic, requests, working the phones, it can be totally overwhelming. Even for a seasoned communications officer, much less new trainees. This training officer was able to pull all that information together and show the trainees where to find answers, maintain their composure, and keep them on track and develop the level of confidence needed for them to get the job done. Join me in recognizing our Training Officer of the Year, Casey Lawrence. All right, and our next award is going to be our Radio Technician of the Year award. And if Patsy would please come up. Patsy Smith is with us today, and she is the widow of Charles Smith and Chuck, who was our radio manager for years, worked in our supervisors and as our radio shop, and we're so glad to have her. We named this award after Charles. He was more than a coworker. He was a real friend. He really was. And this is our 3rd recipient of the Charles Smith Radio Technician of the Year Award. This award, like I said, is named after our fellow co-worker and friend Charles Smith. Charles started his career in Hanover as a radio shop supervisor in 2004 and was promoted to communication systems manager in 2010, serving with Hanover County for almost 20 years, managing our radio systems. Chuck passed away unexpectedly in February of 2023, and we are honored to have his widow, Patsy, with us today. Over the past year, this particular individual has provided some great stability to the radio operation within the county. He aided in organizing the radio shop with procedural structure and expectations. His extensive knowledge of our radio system has been beneficial to all personnel, and he is always eager to share that knowledge. He played a major role in getting our MCM radio inventory software upgraded and set up so that not only the radio shop could use it, but everyone within the department could use it. He spent a vast amount of time reviewing our microwave network and DC plant equipment in an effort to get them upgraded, with both of these projects moving forward at this particular time. He has only been with the communications department here for a short time, coming on board in August of 2023, but he's had a huge impact on filling the void since the loss of our friend Charles Smith. We are proud to recognize this year's winner of the Charles Smith Radio Technician of the Year Award, John DeMasi. Supervisor of the Year could be here because she took a vacation in Memorial Regional Hospital, Arkia. But Arkia McDowning is our Supervisor of the Year. The greatest impact that an employee can have on any organization can be is who they report to. The supervisor is the key frontline employee of any organization. This year's winner has established unity of purpose, direction, and pride in her platoon. She generally cares that everyone on her platoon is thriving and being at their best. She takes time to listen to concerns and helps others meet their goals. She makes it a point to check on those who have just handled a very stressful event or call, and does whatever she can to keep the spirits up on the dispatch floor. She is committed to Hanover County. She is not just invested as a supervisor, but also in maintaining her skills as a communications officer. She is approachable and creates an atmosphere of trust that allows her team to come to her on any topic, always fostering a high level of success among those on her team. Join me in congratulating our Supervisor of the Year, 2024, Arkia McNally. And we'll make a special trip to give her award. Our last award is kind of sums it all up for everybody, all of us. We're all communications officers of the year. Every one of us that puts on the headset, that comes in and does this job day in and day out. This particular communications officer arrives at work ready for each day with a smile on her face, 99.9% of the time. And I'm telling you, in that business, it's pretty hard to do. She is known for having her co-workers back, always ready to step in and help whenever it's needed. She is one that they can count on. She volunteers for overtime, joins committees, volunteers to help lead community outreach and education events, and she just loves to train. Training is her passion. She loves teaching and showing others new things that she has learned. She brings a sense of humor and is an inspiration to all of her team members. Her hard work and efficient skills can be seen each day on the job. She has a positive attitude and is an encourager. She is a wealth of information and is willing to share her knowledge, especially regarding NCIC and VSIN questions. She is a dedicated team member of the EC team, and it's my pleasure to introduce our Communications Officer of the Year 2024, Helen Metz. That is our last award. Now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Brown. And Dr. Brown, do you want to say anything on behalf of county administration?
Thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. John Badesky, our county administrator, could not make it due to a prior commitment, but we just appreciate you, we support you, and we value you. Charlie, you mentioned during your invocation that the work that you all do, by some it may go unnoticed. I can tell you for our board and for county administration, we notice and we value the work that you do here. Touch so many people in Hanover County, those that just come through Hanover County, and you all play a role in saving people's lives. And for that, we appreciate you, we support you, and thank you.
And any member of the board would like to have any final words? Absolutely. We really appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you. It's been an honor to be with all of you today. And I've said previously that I believe we have the best, strongest public safety in the region. I truly believe that. The Board of Supervisors has been committed to funding additional public safety resources, such as Fire Station 17, such as additional fire and EMS personnel. I'm proud of the partnership that the board has with our sheriff and our fire chief, Hanover County Fire and EMS, and our Hanover County Sheriff's Office. I love the fact that we have deputies assigned to our schools, our public schools in Hanover County. And I think that makes us very unique. And it sends a strong message to our community, our parents, our teachers, our principals, how committed we are to public safety in Hanover County. And I say all of this to lead up to the next thing. We can have the best sheriff's office in the world, I believe we do. We can have the best fire department in the world, I believe we do. But it all begins right here in this building. Because without you, ladies and gentlemen, answering the phone to the 911 calls, they may not get the proper information that they need. I believe that they do. I have my little child here today and introduce my 8-year-old Jameson. Today I decided to sign him out of school early today to bring him here. And on the way here, we discussed our 911 call center and what you all do. And so on behalf of the board, we greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
repeated today, and that's the fact that you may feel like your work goes unnoticed. And I do this by sharing a story of a communications officer that started some time ago, and they were sitting on the police radio, and they dispatched a deputy to a call for service during the day. It was a domestic. Upon their arrival to that call, they could not gain access to the residence at the time. Female victim had come outside, the male party was wanted, and the road supervisor at the time, Aubrey Hobson, said, "We'll come back when you have a key." So it was gonna be simple. We weren't gonna cause a whole lot of conflict, so they left. The female left, went and got a key, called back. We dispatched units to meet her. And as the units were approaching the residence, they saw the male suspect leaving the residence and crossing the street to the 7-Eleven to approach the female who was in the parking lot. And this information hadn't quite been relayed over the radio to that dispatcher that was sitting there. And so suddenly they were getting click, click, click on the air. And you know how that goes. What do we say oftentimes? We don't necessarily go, "Do you have traffic 10-9?" because we feel like we might be bothering them. But in this particular instance, that dispatcher marked the radio 10-6 and called the unit several times with no answer. Started additional units that direction to their last known location, which was going back towards that address. And it turns out that within a few minutes, that deputy keyed up and asked for assistance. He was fighting with the suspect in the parking lot. So I say all of this to say later that evening, that deputy, who was not always known for his warm and fuzzy, he actually placed a call to that communications officer later that evening and told them, "Thank you very much." They didn't realize there were that many deputies in Hanover County because we had sent all the units that we had, which was during Christmas week. So we were working special assignments at Walmart and everywhere else. So everyone converged on that location to assist him. Fortunately, he was not injured seriously and they apprehended the suspect. But it just goes to show you that you may not think that what you do is recognized, or that the folks that are in this room supporting you in everything that you do every day, they may not say it, but they do appreciate it. You may be the recipient of one of those phone calls some days, and it'll mean the world to you and you'll never forget it. But know that they support everything that you do, and we appreciate the support of all of you in recognizing our folks. So thank you very much. We appreciate everyone's attendance. We do have some refreshments in the back of the room, so please hang around and eat some of this food so we don't eat it all. And again, thank you very much, and congratulations to all of our